Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel. And in our top stories today, a story no doubt we're talking about, and you'll have to let me know down in the comments if you've experienced any difficulties, any complications from the political climate that we're currently in during these midterms or in the last 6 years. I'd be curious to know. Breaking from Post-Millennial. 41-year-old driver admits to intentionally running over and killing Republican teenager in North Dakota due to political dispute. After being charged on Monday with vehicular homicide and leaving the scene of a deadly accident, Brandon admitted that his actions were politically motivated. So you guys are probably knowing what direction we're moving in here. Early Sunday morning, 41-year-old Shannon Brandon allegedly ran over 18-year-old Kayler Ellingson with his car following a political dispute in McHenry, North Dakota. After being charged on Monday with vehicular homicide and leaving the scene of a deadly accident, Brandon admitted that his actions were politically motivated. According to Inform, Ellingson had been participating in a street dance Saturday night, and when it wrapped up, he noticed that Brandon was following him. Ellingson called his mother to ask for help, but it was too late. Moments later, Brandon slammed into him with his car in an alleyway, killing the teen. Brandon later called police himself to report the incident. As Inform reports, he claimed that Ellingson had been part of a Republican extremist group and had ordered others to come after him following a political argument. From Post-Millennial, poll. Majority of Americans say Biden's anti-Maga speech was designed to incite conflict. So I ask you guys, in just summation, in very simple terms, a very simple question. Will we see Senate hearings on Joe Biden inciting violence that led to the death of a teenage boy? Maybe it sounds hyperbolic. Maybe it sounds a bit sensational. Maybe it sounds a bit exaggerated. But here we have confirmation. Well, to an extent, we have Biden, who came out with a Maga speech in Pennsylvania that was incredibly inflammatory. Some call it a pre-war style speech. The polls found that 56.8% of likely general election voters said that Biden's speech presents a dangerous escalation in rhetoric and is designed to incite conflict amongst Americans. So do we have any evidence, ladies and gentlemen, that his rhetoric may have incited something, may have caused something, may have stirred something in someone? I ask, will we see Senate hearings? I just want you guys to take a listen to this real quick.
Too much of what's happening in our country today is not normal. Donald Trump and the Maga Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Okay, let's see what he said here. Republican extremist group. Now, where could he have gotten that messaging? Where could he have gotten that idea, I ask you? Let's do a quick review here. Exclusive. FBI finds scant evidence U.S. Capitol attack was coordinated. Sources. So we have no coordination when it comes to one of the biggest arguments that the Democrats have when it comes to President Trump. Speaking of President Trump, Senate acquits Trump for inciting Capitol riot even as bipartisan majority votes to convict. So I ask you again, will we see any Senate hearings holding Biden responsible for what could be understood as inflammatory language, dog whistling to groups of individuals who may be emboldened by what he said? And we already know many of them have been emboldened, which is why they continue to demonstrate. Well, demonstrating is one thing. I'm okay with people getting their permits and demonstrating. I'm talking about like the experiences that we've talked about here on the channel for quite some time when it comes to the rioting and the violence and the deaths as a result of this sort of cancel culture, woke, outrage mobs that are out there. And now we have a president trying to pander to these particular groups. And I'm going to just go over here to my desktop real quick because, I do have it prepared. My apologies. Of course, here on the BuzWeaver channel, we always stay prepared. And so we see here, we're going to read from this section here. Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans are a threat to the very soul of this country. Biden gives MAGA Republicans a new name, Trumpies, and calls Heckler an idiot who is destroying democracy. President launches latest attack on extreme right in Wisconsin Labor Day speech. And then suddenly he realizes the messaging and potential signaling that it could have because, of course, you have the Democrats going after President Trump for something they've already said that they've already acquitted him on, Biden. I don't consider any Trump supporter to be a threat to the country. Oh, really? And then we see here, I want to be clear, not every congressional Republican is a MAGA Republican. I know because I've been able to work with these mainstream Republicans. Well, you don't hear that very often, do you? You never hear the Democrats saying, okay, the Republicans helped us to do this, that, and the other. No, they're always taking credit for themselves, just like we see in Ukraine, as though it's Biden's money going to Ukraine. But an extreme set of MAGA Republicans in Congress have chosen to take us backwards. Together, we can choose a different path. Okay, well, maybe Kathy Griffith has the path. If you don't want a civil war, vote for Democrats in November. If you do want civil war, vote Republican. Think about the messaging. Think about the direction. We're the good guys, says Donald Trump. Says Joe Biden, with this rather almost menacing looking image. Of course, now this is taken from the actual official White House photographer here. So this isn't like the Republicans or the right or the extremist, as they're called, taking these photographs of Joe Biden. So we have an incident that took place, documented right here. We have it. This individual is going to be prosecuted for killing a young teenage boy. I believe he was 18 years old, so he's a male, but he's a kid who probably doesn't have a lot of life experiences and certainly didn't deserve to be killed over a political view. So who are the greatest danger to our country? Who are the ones who antagonize, who bully, who insult, and bring out the worst in people by creating speeches designed to target their political enemies, going after a former president? We've seen it. And, of course, we've covered the various different swattings of Tim Pool and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Steve Bannon and the activity that has been going on for quite some time. Who is actually dividing the country? I ask you in just summation. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know. Thank you for the support, because this video will probably get limited ads, but it is worth talking about. It is worth mentioning. You guys are welcome to share this information if you're not too embarrassed or too concerned about even yourself being potentially suspended off your own social media. But I do appreciate the support, the likes, the shares, and the comments, particularly for those of you guys on Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, and DTube. Thank you guys for your support. But you guys here on YouTube have been phenomenal, helping me so much with the change in the course of our particular programming here on the channel. But nonetheless, we're doing very well in shorts. And appearing there on the screen, that would be the channel icon. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as to select notifications. That way you'll know when there's content here on the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video.